You can add 1 centimeter to anything. How do you create maximum chaos? I'd add 1 centimeter to one leg of every chair. You sick bastard. Like a normal school chair. What is wrong with you? Your comment made me think about another height thing. Let's add a centimeter under the Leaning Tower of Pisa and watch the magic that only happens once in a lifetime. But it would depend on which side you add the centimeter to. 1 centimeter to woodlace. They'd be 1 centimeter long and everywhere. To me, that's just disgusting. Oh god, that's terrifying. Hold on, Satan, we can talk this through. Let's not rush into things. They'd be like the cryptobiates from Death Stranding. To the thickness of paper money. Everyone's wallets would suddenly burst. Very funny, I'm broke. Lol, definitely not me. I'd double my penis size. It still wouldn't get used. No chaos. Reasonable. I'd make every door 1 centimeter wider. No door can be closed. Safes can't close. Car doors can't close. Airplanes would be grounded. Doors mean a lot. That would be maximum chaos. The air would suddenly leave the space station. Edited. Oh god, I forgot about all the poor sailors on submarines. I drove a Chevy Blazer where the passenger door would close. If you tried to close the door, it would just pop back open. Just a broken latch. But it was a huge pain in the ass until I finally fixed it. I got a little nervous after that comment. Lol. Submarine crew. Statistically, there are definitely some shitty doors that are exactly 1 centimeter short. So they can close now. Those people would thank you. 1 extra centimeter between airplane seats. You're welcome. Don't. That's the only way I can get off. Just add 1 centimeter to yourself. These are all fun and games until part of your seat is 1 centimeter outside the plane. I'd add a centimeter to the size of electrons. This is the win. I had a witty joke, but you broke physics. I'd add an extra centimeter to a ruler, but it would still have the same values, just a little bit bigger. I wonder who'd notice. This is the best answer. Now the ruler is 16 centimeters long. Even though it has the old markings, hardly anyone would notice. Chaos would reign. I would add 1 centimeter to the width of every kitchen stove in the world. Just think about it. It would be a disaster. Right now, stoves fit perfectly into interiors all over the world. Great, you just destroyed my kitchen. Would be nice. There's a small gap between my stove and the refrigerator. I'd add 1 centimeter to the diameter of the human eye. An eye lover detected. Everyone would just have an eyes now. To the pocket of women's pants. You can't expand what doesn't exist. That would make you a hero. 1 centimeter to the tiny mites that are on your body. Imagine just getting up at night because you're hungry, scraping off half or a third of your body and eating it, and then just going back to sleep. Holy shit. I'd add a centimeter to every grain of rice. Of course, it doesn't sound like anything great. Everyone would have more food. But think about those who just swallowed a mouthful of rice. That shit is pretty funny. Literally and figuratively. You're doing this to spite only the people who are eating rice right now. What a very specific and random target for your chaos. To the tiny butt paws of my kitty. We call them the rear feets. To the gap in the stall doors. You monster. So now they're just ajar. I'd add a centimeter to the length of every coffee table. Everyone would stub their toes. 1 centimeter to random steps on every staircase. If the height of one step is only 2 millimeters less, most people will stumble. Sheldon Cooper. A centimeter to packs of chips. So it seems like you bought more than usual, but it would still mostly be air. An extra centimeter on common bolts would make mechanisms, industrial equipment useless, and even lead to catastrophic consequences. A lot of people would die. My first year in my major was basically a crash course on how the wrong fastener in the wrong place can kill everyone on site, as well as your relatives. I broke a sweat while reading this. 1 centimeter to every pixel of a phone screen, tablet, monitor, TV, and so on the planet. No. Yes. I wanted to say something like increasing the width of trains, but that electron guy already won. By destroying the universe, I'd add a centimeter to the English system of measurement. The states would collapse after a minute. 1 centimeter to the pores on the skin. Now you can stick your fingers in them. I'd add 1 centimeter to 1 second. Einstein would want to talk to you. I'd add a centimeter to the length of Trump's nipple. His discomfort would cause chaos in the world through his tweets. I have the best nipples, believe me. Everyone knows I have the longest, coolest nipples. People are constantly telling me that. They say, Donald, you have perfect nipples. They are just magnificent. Maybe even the best nipples in history of all presidents. They are actually the longest. I'd add 1 centimeter to the thickness of credit debit cards. Good luck trying to swipe cards or read the chip to pay for something. I would like to add 1 centimeter to the size of all microorganisms and cells. Boom, now your blood cells are the size of MMs. The length of all electromagnetic waves. I'm not a scientist, scientist and I don't know what will happen. But it seems to me that everyone will go to shit when everything stops working. I'd add a centimeter to bugs. A bullet ant is already healthy. Humanity could die in a war with ants. Haha. Do you have any idea how smart and strong they are? Of course. This won't break the universe, like in other very good suggestions in this thread, but the maximum chaos I would like to enjoy would be the ability to add 1 centimeter to the height of Mount Everest. I would like to watch whether some people will be upset by the fact that the mountain has become higher, and their ascent was ultimately to a lower mountain. Will any of them want to be the first person to climb the highest mountain again? Mount Everest already changes in height by an order of magnitude due to temperature and seismic phenomena. To every left shoe. I'd add a centimeter to every 100th of a centimeter of a cat. Now we'll have giant kittens roaming everywhere. That would really be chaos. Tiger cubs. Maybe add a centimeter to the height of all people. Of course, such changes are not enough for chaos, but enough to make all your clothes fit you differently. You would stumble or bump into things because you are already used to moving differently. And in these circumstances, everything will not be so, because you have become bigger. To all the little toes, I'd add a centimeter to the size of viruses. Now we have trillions of evil machines trying to eat you alive, and make even more of the same machines. I think that in fact this would prevent the spread of viruses, since they would no longer be able to fit inside the victims, and they would be too big to affect cells. This would actually tear every living organism apart from the inside. I would add a centimeter to the diameter of an atom. Better do it with quarks. The atom will be huge. You have no idea how many bugs there are until they are a centimeter bigger than before. I would add a centimeter to the width of the anus to each. I don't even want to know what you're into. I would add 1 centimeter to the length of each ammunition. Guns will become useless because the bullets no longer fit inside. We will have to go back to the Middle Ages for several months. But with drones and fast ships, while the military-industrial complexes will tear their asses to make new guns around the world, I would add a centimeter to each leg, so that people walk strangely. Each leg, they will most likely walk as usual. Add a centimeter to each left leg and then chaos will come. Because all people will limp. I would add 1 centimeter to pears. I love pears. I would add 1 centimeter to the sea level in the hope that this will finally make all people pay attention to global warming. It may seem that another centimeter in sea level will not change anything, but in fact it will change a lot. I'm not that smart, but based on what I know, this will most likely just cause another scandal about global warming. I would probably add 1 centimeter to liters. That would be fun. Finally, the guys will be able to find it. To pimples, go fuck yourself. 1 extra centimeter to each snowflake or raindrop. I hope this helps the environment. You just caused a massive flood everywhere near the equator, my friend. I'm Asian, so to my dick, I'd add a centimeter to my IQ. Great, my friend, you need more than 1 centimeter. Now you have 1 IQ. If you add a centimeter to the plank length, everything would become bigger. And if you add it to sperm, I would think twice before masturbating. If everything in the universe became much bigger, would anyone notice what would change? I would add 1 centimeter to the middle toes of each person. For some, it will just be minor inconvenience.